Okay, here we go. Hello everybody. My name is Ashley Greer. I am a full-time artist. I don't usually talk that much. If you know me, you know I'm a woman of very little words, so this feels very weird to me, but I feel like I've been called to give advice to other artists or help other artists do what I do. I'm a full-time artist, and when we were growing up, people didn't really believe that you could do art full-time. There's this saying called starving artist. I know a lot of parents probably would be very scared if their child was like, hey mom, dad, I just want to be an artist full-time. I don't want to go to college. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to do art. You'd probably freak out. That's kind of like what my parents did a little bit. They were very supportive. My mom and stepdad were very supportive, luckily. But when it came down to it, when it came down to being a full-time artist, my mom was a little scared. She just wanted me to be able to support myself, and she, wanted to see me succeed. And my mom is from the Philippines, so, very traditional. She wanted me to be like a physical therapist or, nurse or something. And I turned out to be the complete opposite. But my mom at the end of the day was like, Ashley, as long as you do what makes you happy, that's all that matters. And I got really lucky with a supportive stepdad. I came to him and I said, hey, I really want to do art full time. That's what I want to do with my life. And he was like, Ashley, you can make a living doing whatever you want to do. You can make money doing anything. Art is a business. You can make money selling random things on Amazon, on whatever, at local pop-ups. You can sell anything, right? So why couldn't you be an artist? He basically said that, and it opened my mind up oh wow, so being an artist is like being an entrepreneur, so you have to treat it that way. Even though you're an artist and you have you have super creative ideas and you want to spend most of your time making things, it is important to learn the business side of things too, because at the end of the day, you have to feed yourself, you have to support yourself. So that's just that. But my parents told me, Ashley, you could be, if it were between you being a doctor and being miserable your whole life, or at McDonald's flipping burgers, but you were living the happiest life, I would rather you work at McDonald's and flip burgers and just be in there dancing and singing and having the best time. So I was like, okay, I understand. So super supportive. My mom eventually came around when I started showing her, progress and everything. But yeah, I just wanted to get on here and talk about the steps to become a full-time artist, some steps that I took, some advice, because I lived it, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You have to be willing to possibly just you have to be willing to eat dirt basically at the beginning of it. But it doesn't really matter, because if you decide to do art for a living, that means that you are probably passionate about it. And that's the key thing, is if you are passionate about something, that will give you the drive to keep going and keep going and keep going. No matter how far down you get, you could be eating dirt, but at the end of the day, you're passionate about it and you believe in it. You believe in yourself so much, and so you just keep going. You're just I know this isn't gonna last forever. You just keep creating. So it is difficult, just like any business, starting any business. I think the first 2 years of any business is so difficult. You're using your own money, you're investing your own money, you're putting everything into it, it's your complete life. It's the same way with art. So yeah, be willing to just make sure that this is what you want to do. If you're passionate about it, then yes. If you want to put in the work, if you don't want to work like a 9 to 5 and you feel like you're wasting time, I felt like I was wasting time by working at a 9 to 5. Like I felt like I wasn't giving the world like everything that I could. Every day I went to work, I thought about, oh my gosh, like I feel like I am just wasting my time right now. I could be painting and giving my passion to the world. So if you have those like thoughts, then maybe it is time for you to take the leap and just go into it. I'm not saying that for everybody. Like I made the jump when I was really young, and I was able to make more risks. I had a very high risk tolerance because I was probably, gosh, when I quit my 9 to 5, I think I was like in my early 20s. So I had plenty of time to just like figure it out and be broke and, do all the things. Some people, you can't take that many risks. Like you have a family to support, you have, bills you got to pay, like so and so. So maybe don't quit your 9 to 5 before you figure out all these things. You could use some of this information that I'm going to tell you to help prepare you to eventually become a full-time artist. Hopefully, quit the 9 to 5 and do what you want to do for a living. So I wrote down some things. So I have on here, as an artist, no one will open the door for you. You have to build your own door. You're your boss at the end of the day. Yes, you could go work at an art gallery and get your foot in the door. Building your own brand, your own style, you as an artist, you are going to have to build your own door and not rely on anybody. You can't rely on anybody for a paycheck when you do this kind of thing. So you have to see yourself as an entrepreneur at the end of the day, and you have to treat it as that. So no one will open the door for you. You got to build the door. One thing I did when I was first starting out, I was still working a 9 to 5, but my friends knew that I loved to paint and they thought I was really good at it. I started making more friends who I wanted to be like. I just started hanging out with people who had their own businesses, their own like brick and mortar stores. I connected with those people because I found a lot of inspiration in them. I surrounded myself with people who were doing the things that I wanted to do. And in the process of doing that, these friends who had brick and mortar places, they saw my talent and they asked me, hey, do you want to come paint my wall? And I was like, oh, heck yeah. I've been wanting to paint a mural. One of my friends was like, yeah, I got this huge mural right here. He owned a gym. He was like, you can paint whatever you want on it. I'll pay you like $600. It was like a massive wall, and like I was like, oh hell yeah! $600 is like not that much for a massive mural, but I was so excited to take it because it was an opportunity to do what I wanted to do. I knew at the beginning of this, like I wasn't gonna, make crazy money. Basically what I said, you gotta be willing to eat dirt. If you're passionate about it, it won't really matter. So just believe in yourself and you just keep doing it, and then eventually it'll all happen for you, and then boom, you'll get paid what you're worth. Know your worth, but when you're getting started, do what you gotta do, help a friend out, show the world what you can do. So that's another thing. Okay, get involved in your community. So this is what helped me a lot. It's important for you, like as an artist, you want to connect with people in your area. You want to see what's happening, be involved. You want to use your body to help your community. You want to use your gifts to help the community. I can give you an example of this. That's really good. So when I was in Ruston, I was getting more involved in the community. I was helping out at Ruston Artisans with Judy, love Judy. And she brought me to a Main Street meeting. This is the right place, right time. I was in this Main Street meeting and they were talking about the beautification of Ruston. So I was like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy that I'm walking into this meeting right now and it's about beautification for the community. That's exactly what I want to help with. So after the meeting, I walked up to the lady who put on a little meeting and I was like, hey, I know this is all about beautification and I just thought it was like, that this is crazy timing. Would y'all be interested in having a mural here in downtown Ruston? She said, wow, actually, we were just talking about getting a mural here in downtown and we have the budget for it. Yeah, let's hop on it. And I was like, holy crap, this is crazy. But yeah, get involved in your community because you never know when opportunities like that will come up and you can use yourself as to basically help use your talents in it with different opportunities that you may find in getting involved with the community. Another thing is once you get involved in the community, you will find that there's lots of different events that are happening. Those events provide opportunity for you to set up a booth. It could be like an art crawl. It could be, maybe you could set up like a meet and greet at like a local store. If they're doing like a sale or something, they could feature you and you could, show your art or do some live painting. Get out there into the community where there's foot traffic so people can see your art and ask you questions about it, and you can show them, oh my gosh, like, yes, this is what I'm doing. And so you can have face-to-face interaction with the people in your community. It's like it was super beneficial for me starting out. And so I highly recommend doing that and doing like pop-ups, getting involved in different events. If there's, like festivals or anything, like go set up a booth. What do you have to lose? Nothing. All you will gain is you'll gain connections, insight, inspiration, all the things. So let's see. Oh, yeah. With your community, also connect with other artists. One thing I did when I was starting out, I also wanted to be connected with artists around here who are not necessarily artists, but like creative people who were, into music, into fashion, anything creative. Like surround yourself with those people. That will help you a lot, because when you see these people doing their thing, it inspires you first off, but also you could get a sneak peek into what life could be like for you. One example I have is, this is probably one of the highlights of my life. When I was living in Ruston, I was painting murals and doing the whole thing and doing pop-ups and all that, but I met a guy named Grant Terry. Shout out to Grant, best dude ever. Go check out his music. I met Grant in Ruston. He came up to me. We were at Sundown. He was like, hey, I like your hat. I was like, oh, thank you. Wait, are you Grant? Because I used to listen to his music in high school and I thought he was super talented. And I was like, oh yeah, that's another artist from Ruston. That's like, that's wild. And he's out there doing his thing. So I was like, oh my God, I love your music. And he was like, oh, thank you. We ended up hitting it off. Grant was like, we had been talking for probably like, I don't know, it probably was like a few weeks, honestly. We just hit it off that hard. Grant basically said, Ashley, why don't you quit your job, come travel with me, and be my photographer on tour. While we're traveling around, you can paint on stage while I do my set. And I was like, well, sold. Didn't even have to think about it that much. When I started hanging out with Grant and going to, on these like different tours and everything, it gave me insight, it gave me vision, it gave me belief, because I was surrounded by all these artists in different cities around the country who were doing art and music for a living full time. Like, they didn't have other jobs. They did this as a living. So I thought it would be so difficult, but at the end of the day, all these people were doing it. And they were successful at it. Yeah, they had been doing it for a while, and they, had to put in the grit and everything else. But at the end of the day, they were living the life that I wanted to live, and they showed me that you could do it. That was super powerful, because just from seeing that, I started believing in myself more. And that's what I think it could do for you, just being surrounded by creative people. Super, super important. And now hanging out with Daniel. Daniel Myers is my current mural partner. Just being with him and hanging out with him, we help each other in a way, and we help each other make more money and become more efficient. We're just like a power couple, you might say. It's super powerful having those types of friends. Daniel also, we're basically what do they call reliability partners? Yeah, reliability partners. Because when I'm feeling down one day, Daniel will come and be like, oh, we gotta go, come on, let's go paint this mural. And when Daniel's having a bad day, I'm kind of like, hey, come on, let's go. And then I'll pick up the slack that day. So it's just like titter tatter. Okay. Oh, this is really important. I feel like it is so important to record you painting, creating art, doing whatever you're doing, and posting it. Even if you don't have any followers, even if you don't get any likes, any views, like, it doesn't matter. Just post it. Share the work. People want to see what you're creating. Like, you'll inspire somebody by just posting a video of the art you're working on. I don't want you to be afraid of that, and I want you to like look at each art project as a door. If you're painting something, record it, post it on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, wherever, LinkedIn, doesn't matter. Think of it as a door. So that one project, somebody will see that and see that you can do that, and they can be like, oh wow, this person painted this or created this piece of art, and I actually would really love that too. You're just showcasing the different things that you can do, and somebody will see it and want that same thing. Keep it rolling. Doesn't matter if you're just starting out. Just consistently post everything that you're doing. Super important, because a long time ago, people had to pay for ads, like magazine ads, billboard ads, like all these different types of ads. But with social media, it's free. Like, you can just put it out there for free. You don't have to pay anybody to promote it. Boom. It's there for free. Like, we're spoiled in a way, because back in the day, all these old folks, y'all had to pay for magazine and newspaper ads and all television ads, all that kind of stuff. But now we're spoiled. Just do it and just do it. Not gonna tell you what to do. It'll help. So let's see, the next one. When you get nervous, focus on service. So if you are thinking, oh my gosh, what is next? I don't know what to create. I don't know. The last 5 paintings that I painted didn't even sell. I don't know what's going on. Like, I have a creative block. Like, when you get nervous, just focus on service. And what I mean by that is focus on people. Think about, what do people need? How can I be of service to other people? What do people need, basically? One thing I thought of while in this situation was, oh my gosh, I'm nervous. What do I do? What do people need? People love gifts. We'll always have opportunities because people love to give art as a gift. That is one of the most special things that you could give, is a hand painted painting or like a digital drawing, whatever you're working on, whatever you do. I was like, well, people probably will want pet portraits for this Valentine's Day or for Mother's Day. I just promoted that on social media, and then boom, I started getting portraits here and there. I had never painted a portrait before either. So one of my friends asked me to paint a portrait of her fiance and the dog. Now I was like, oh Lord, I'd never painted a portrait before. I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but I just did it anyway. And it was the most important thing I did. One, I pushed myself. I pushed my limits to see what I could do. After I did it, I was proud of myself, so I got confidence. And 3, I was able to give a service to somebody, and now that person will forever have a piece of art hanging in their home, hopefully, that will remind them of something super special. So you could focus on portraits for a little while, doing commissions, doing pieces like that as a service to other people, because people will really value that, and it is super, super sentimental and also good for you to have your art displayed in somebody's home, because somebody will see that and say, hey, who did that? I want one of those. And then boom, you have another client. So it just keeps going. Service, community, all those things are super important. At least that's what helped me a lot becoming a full-time artist. People want to support you. Give them a way to support you. Let's see, last thing I have on here is try new things to spice it up. So whenever I get bored with one thing, or if one thing isn't like working anymore, like portraits maybe. Maybe like portraits are drying up and you're kind of bored with portraits anyway, you probably should switch it up a little bit. Maybe pick up a different medium, maybe go paint a mural, maybe get into something that will spark that passion again. Sometimes if you're doing something for too long, you can obviously like really get too bored of it and burn out. And you never want to get burnt out. So just try to spice it up, pick up a new medium, maybe try a different style, maybe spice it up with video. That's what I'm doing. I can always spice it up. I have to keep spicing it up because I get bored. But one thing video does for me is it adds like another layer onto my painting. So if I find painting like not unfulfilling, but unfulfilling at the moment, one thing I've done recently is to just record me painting it, and that process is like so fun to me. At the end, when I'm finished painting, I can just edit on my phone and like look at all the videos that I took and add the songs to it. Like that's fun. It's like a creative process. It's another layer into it, and it's also beneficial because you can post it on social media and boom, somebody will see that you're working on that and then be like, hey, that's really cool. Can you paint one for me like that too? Yeah, those are some like advice that I have right now. I'll probably think of more as soon as I cut this off, but I can make more videos like this. And I want to keep making videos like this too, to help artists and maybe inspire some people who are doing creative things. I'm just gonna possibly just keep sitting here and talking about art and fun things that I find fun. So, oh yeah, and then I have a painting over there that's Bull in a china cabinet. He is for sale, and I will have some prints soon, so I will put like a link in the description. But yeah, that's about it for today. I'll see y'all later.